For decades, a shadow moved silently across the United States. A man whose crimes were unnoticed, his victims forgotten. But in 2018, that shadow was given a name: Samuel Little.
Criminal psychology tends to delve more into the personality and the workings of the criminal behavior. And what we see is that there's usually a lot of underlying borderline personality disorders or antisocial personality disorders. And by personality disorders, what we really mean is a very fixed, rigid way of thinking.
Born in Reynolds, Georgia in 1940, Samuel Little's early life was marred by instability and crime. Raised mostly by his grandmother, he soon found himself in trouble with the law. By the age of 16, Little was already on a dark path, leading a life of petty crime and violence. Between 1970 and 2005, Samuel Little murdered at least 93 women across 19 states. His victims were often marginalized as women of color, sex workers, and those struggling with addiction. Little's method was brutal: strangulation, a crime he later claimed to have perfected. For years, these murders remained unsolved, but Little's arrest in 2012 for drug-related charges would soon unravel the truth. In 2012, Samuel Little was arrested in Kentucky and extradited to California on a narcotics charge. It was during this time that DNA evidence linked him to 3 unsolved homicides in Los Angeles between 1987 and 1989. Little was convicted and sentenced to life in prison without parole, but the story didn't end there. In 2018, Little began confessing to more murders, revealing the extent of his crimes. His willingness to confess has led to the closure of over 60 cold cases, though some of his victims remain unidentified to this day.
Tell me about Mary Ann.
She's what you nowadays they call a transgender.
She's a black male dressed up as a female. Okay. How tall is she?
Mary Ann's about 5'7", 5'6". She weighed about 135, maybe 140.
And how old do you think she was?
She was 19.
Okay. And where was she from?
No, Miami, down in Liberty City.
Okay. And did she, you mentioned before she had a boyfriend. Was she talking about a boyfriend?
Named Wes.
Wes. And tell me about where you met her at.
I seen her down at the Guar on 17th Avenue. She had on a short cream miniskirt. Cream and red. So then this opportunity popped up. Take her to the store.
Right.
So then we bring her back to the went down 27th Street. That's going down to Fort Lauderdale. Called Alligator Alley. It turns into, it runs into Alligator Alley.
Right.
But further out you get, further you get out of Miami.
Right.
And you got vegetation.
Now, how far outside of Miami?
It wasn't too far out of Miami right there. I was in my stepdad's car playing Remands.
Now, where'd you take her to?
Continue down 27. Got back on 27.
Going outside of Miami.
Right.
Going away from her.
Going away from Miami. We got down past the city limits. So I continued on toward Fort Lauderdale. And I seen a road going off the main road back into vegetation on the left side. Got her out of the car, pulled her out, and drug her into the growths back there. And pulled her deeper into, there's a path, a little path of running somewhere, I don't know where it led it to, but it was running deeper into the undergrowth. It's like Everglades like that. And we ran into some water running. But before we got to the water, the earth was mushy. I turned her loose, and she fell into it face down.
And how far outside of Miami do you think you were?
About a mile, 2 miles.
What year did Mary Ann occur?
While Samuel Little's crimes are horrifying, the stories of his victims deserve to be told. These women were more than just statistics. They were mothers, daughters, sisters, and friends. Their lives were cut short, but their memories live on through the efforts to bring them justice. Samuel Little will go down in history as one of America's most prolific serial killers, but his story is a stark reminder of the importance of every life, no matter how marginalized. The pursuit of justice for his victims continues to this day.